All right, carrying on with my theme. You want to talk about Git?
Oh, we haven't covered Get for a while, so that'd be good.
Yeah, for sure. So there's famous, like, rock star famous, Julia Roberts, movie star famous. There's like maybe a step down, but still pretty cool. There's geek famous, right? Like on the regular street, nobody would recognize you, but at a conference, you're kind of cool. I think probably Guido van Rossum definitely fits geek famous, right?
Yeah.
And then apparently there's Git famous.
Oh, is that when you have like your pixelated face as your Get history?
That's right. It's really complicated, but if you time it just right, you can. Yeah. No. So there's this project. Bjorn Olsen sent this over. Said, "Hey, you should check this out. It's quick and fun and kind of useful. If you want to go to a project and answer the question, who kind of created this or who mostly worked on this?" And I have this all the time when I go look at these projects that we're researching and covering. Maybe I want to talk to the person about a question or something. I'm like, all right, well, if I can go to the contribution thing in GitHub, maybe it'll show me, but that's more of a over time and who's recently worked on it and stuff. So it's not super good. And if you're not on GitHub, then obviously it doesn't help. So there's this thing called Git Fame, which is a Python library. And the idea is you pip install Git Fame and then associate it with Git. You have a new command. You say Git space Fame. And it will go through and it'll like look at all the commits and all the people and how many lines of code were changed and files and whatnot by everyone. And then it'll give you a ranking of these are all the people who've contributed. And here's how many files they've changed, how many lines of code they've changed, and so on. It's pretty cool, and it sorts them by most popular, most largest contribution downward.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's super easy. It's super easy.
Huh?
Like pip install
Yeah.
git fame, git config, and set an alias to fame to run the Python command, and then you just type git fame, and it just goes and it uses the TQDM. I think that might be the right or order progress bar, to show you its progress. I ran it on a um, somewhat large project, small to medium project, I guess, in terms of regular software, and it found 596 commits, and it took 7 seconds to do that. And it processed 76 files a second. That was pretty good.
Yeah. And I totally like the idea, especially around very useful for us when we want to talk to one of the people that's really involved with it.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah. And like you said, there's often some of the most recent ones are valued, of course, but not major changes to the library or something. So,
Right, exactly. So it's a little bit hard to know. So this kind of gives you the historical view of who's really contributed to this project and how many lines of code have they changed and so on, which is not always a great measure, but it's still
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I
Cool.
totally missed my guess. My guess was it was an alias to rewrite get blame, because blame is so. I don't know why they named it that, but
I know. Credit? Maybe get credit. It should be called
get
credit.
credit.
I mean, there's
Yeah,
positive and
maybe.
negative credit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so it basically runs get blame over and over and over on each file, and then analyzes the file, the result of get blame, and then builds out this history based on that.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Neat.
yeah, pretty cool. Super easy to use if you're into it. And that wraps up all of our items, Brian.